Hey, crawl space contractor. This is Jason with CrawlDaddy, and in this video, I'm just going to talk about 802 waterproofing and how we can kind of optimize their online presence and generate a recurring local presence. And what we specialize in is kind of helping medium-sized businesses compete against businesses with huge advertising budgets and marketing budgets. And so, how we kind of do this is we take a different approach where we will, like I said before, with this business, combine the online presence with a local kind of relationship that would compound and create something where they would generate a lot of jobs. This is how I'm going to explain how we would go about doing it. Um, First thing I noticed for this website is we would do a marketing plan. And so in this, we would kind of point out things like first thing I noticed right here, this is a bad kind of headline. This is good for seasonal thing like 2026, but it's bad if you're trying to rank um, consistently and for certain jobs. So obviously, I see that you guys kind of specialize in waterproofing. So that's kind of what you want to put here. We help with sub pump systems, right? We help with encapsulation. So that's exactly where you want to put on your front page. That's what Google is going to see and use to rank you, and it knows to rank you. So what I like to say a lot is that Google only knows what you tell it. So if you're not giving Google enough information, there's no way for it to kind of know stuff about you that is outside of the internet. And if it did, to be honest, that would be worrisome, right? So that's kind of the mentality that you need to have when you're kind of building out websites, trying to optimize for SEO. So first things I want to go through is like all of these pages, they're just kind of bare. There isn't a lot of information on here and stuff for Google to work with in order to rank you and to see which pages you kind of specialize in, what services do you specialize in. Testimonials, this is a good start, I think, but what I would do is you have a lot of good reviews. Like if I go to this page here, Google Business Profile, you have 26 Google reviews and 4.5 stars, right? Ideally, we would kind of want to get that up. As we get that up, you will see more organic kind of business. And this like you would want to put this on your website too to kind of show you have good reviews, show Google, connect that all together, right? And our angle is for these services, we would kind of help you get failed inspection jobs, and this way you get exposed to possible local relationships with two agents, right? Every time you do a job, you have an opportunity to build um, a referral kind of relationship with two agents. And so that's kind of what we go about doing on top of the regular kind of we'll run ads for sub pumps, basement drainage, encapsulation, basement sealing. Um, so it's just one of those things that would just compound you and it wouldn't cost as much. It would be cheap. One other thing I noticed is that you guys did have a appraisal form. And so this like a realtor estimate request form. And so it looks like you guys like working with realtors. You like the referral system. What we would kind of help you do is optimize this contact form, optimize your pages so you kind of get more of those jobs and establish more of those relationships. So you are the business, the go-to local business that someone goes to. One other thing I want to point out is that this is saying Vermont. So you actually want to specialize in certain areas. You have to say certain areas that you kind of service. If you say Vermont, it's too broad. Google doesn't like that. So you want to list every single one area that you kind of service. This is good. I see you guys have the Angie's list of 2018. That is good. So like Heinsberg, right? You would want to do other places that you guys service. So all of these specific areas. And what we would do is for each service that you have, we would have an individual location. So let's say all of these services for another location. And what we would do is we would have for each location, we would have every single service on that page. So we'd have a bunch of pages for each location. and that way you can rank in different areas and you can get jobs all over the place. But ideally, right now, we would focus on kind of doing your hometown area, so Heinsberg, and we would try to rank for this area and the surrounding area. And then from there, we would kind of branch out, and then you would kind of want to do more jobs over here in Burlington. Um, that's kind of the idea that we want to do. Another thing we would do is optimize your business profile. So some of this information here, it's not lining up with what you have on your Google business profile. So this is like what the number one thing that I want to say helps rank you and gets you indexed is you need to have on every other website that mentions your business, the information on there needs to match the information on your Google business profile. This will also help you rank. This is one of the bigger things. Foundation services, I know that for like your foundation services, those are usually your bigger jobs. So you should kind of, this should be like, there should be more information on this page. Also should be more proof of what you guys do. And then also on images, you would want to put text. You need to explain to Google what exactly is going on in the picture. What are you showing proof of? This is a failed inspection foundation repair that we did to save a real estate closing deal or a real estate deal, a real estate closing. Sorry. But it's like little things like this that would really put your business above. And then what we kind of specialize in is we would run ads. I'll show you an example. So if you did failed inspection, right? This is an example right here. No one really targets those keywords, and we would kind of help target these keywords here um, to help you stand out and get like these jobs where other people are not targeting, right? So if I just even throw in cross space in there, even right, it's just a Reddit that pops up. So ideally, you would be the first one there, and they would they would go with you because you're the only person they can find. Does that make sense? So that's kind of how we would go about helping this business. If you're interested, it is kind of $2,000 a month. And what we would do is we would kind of go in there, build you every single service page, landing page, optimize the Google business profile, other SEO things like backlinking. And it's a process, I know, but we kind of help people, and it takes usually 3 to 6 months for the SEO. Immediate results will run kind of Google ads and LSA ads, and we'll target kind of those niche keywords as well as kind of the popular keywords to kind of get a bit of both. But I know that the large companies with huge marketing budgets are not trying to target niche or local areas. They're trying to get anyone and everyone in all types of jobs. And so I think for this company, if they were to focus on a specific type of job, get more of those, that would really give them an edge and help build a local relationship over time that compounds that these big companies are not doing. So if they want more jobs, they have to crank up the ad budget, right? But for you guys or this company, they would not have to crank up the ad budget. It's just over time, it's going to compound. The relationships will build. They're going to get jobs organically. And so therefore they make more money versus the people who, although they get more revenue, their profit is not going up because their ad spend is going up just as much. So that's kind of just what I wanted to go over today. And if you're interested, reach out to us at www.crawldaddymedia.com and fill out the form, and we'd love to do a free marketing plan for you and see what we can come up with.